Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!
Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to GNR Central. Hope you guys are having a good day today. So let's get started with some of the news that I need to catch up on from a couple weeks ago. So Today.com did an interview with the actor Rose Byrne, who maybe you guys know from the movie Neighbors and Neighbors 2. At least that's where I know her from. So the reporter was asking her some questions about the movie. She also talked about having a celebrity fixation, and the reporter, whose name is Donna Friedkin, admitted in one of the questions, she said, back in Burns' movie, my celebrity fixation for decades was W. Axl Rose, whom I once chased through a hotel, as an adult no less, after spotting him in the lobby. She went on to ask Rose Byrne if she had a celebrity fixation. She said when she was growing up, I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but back in 1995 when Slash was promoting the first Snake Pit album, he was interviewed by Kylie Minogue on some program, I think in the UK. And you could tell that there was some chemistry between Slash and Minogue, and who knows if there's any kind of history between the two of them, but I just thought I'd throw in a little tidbit for you guys. Turning now to a story we covered yesterday. Now, there was a follow-up story to Duff McKagan playing the Johnny Ramone tribute. So he was joined by Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong, Fred Armisen, who I just can't stand. I don't even know why he's in this group of people. I know he used to play in some punk rock bands growing up. Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols. And they took some photos. I guess Fred Armisen's got his grave already picked out, and his grave is pretty close to Chris Cornell's grave. And this is a photo they took at Fred Armisen's gravesite. And some people online thought it was a bit tasteless because Chris Cornell's gravesite's just like a few plots over. Now, this is one of the strangest stories related to Guns N' Roses that's come out over the past little bit. So there was a music executive who worked with Guns N' Roses named Gregory Elric. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. And according to page 6 in the New York Post, this guy, Gregory Elric, was responsible for introducing President Donald Trump to his former lawyer, Michael Cohen. So according to the page 6 gossip column, a music executive called Gregory Elric, who worked with Guns N' Roses, introduced President Donald Trump to his future lawyer, Michael Cohen. Apparently, Elric co-owned a company called Hollywood Rose Music and claimed in 1998 that Rose's former bandmate Chris Webber co-wrote 2 songs that he's not credited for, including Shadow of Your Love and Back Off Bitch. So that's the only relation I could find between him and Guns N' Roses, but maybe he did some stuff behind the scenes. But according to the article, before he met Donald Trump, Michael Cohen was a nobody who shared an office with his brother that was so small that it could only fit one desk, sources said. You had to leave the room to change your mind, said Elric, the former executive who introduced Cohen to Trump in 2004. Cohen and his brother Brian had an office in the Fifth Avenue headquarters of Bruce Winston Gem Corporation, the jewelry business of one of the sons of Harry Winston. Elric, who worked with Guns N' Roses, Marky Mark, and George Michael, and Cohen wanted to buy an apartment in Trump Park Avenue, so Elric introduced him to Trump. He always wanted to be a big shot, a mogul. He always wanted to wear a pinky ring, Elric said. He liked being called Trump's fixer. Cohen isn't even a Republican, Elric said. After Cohen donated to the campaign of Patrick Kennedy, Elric brought him to a clam bake at the Kennedy compound in Cape Cod, where he was thrilled to meet Hillary Clinton. Michael loved celebrities, Elric said, and Trump was the biggest celebrity he'd ever met. So we've got some good news for Guns N' Roses. So the New Zealand Herald published an article about the top 50 best-selling albums of all time in the United States. And of course, on that list was Guns N' Roses' debut album, Appetite for Destruction. It made number 13 on the list. Now, there were some real surprises on the list that I was shocked to see. So Matchbox 20, who were big in the late 90s and early 2000s, they were on the list as well. Matchbox 20 took the number 49 spot. Kenny G even made it on the list, and even Kenny Rogers as well. So the number 1 album on the list, which kind of surprised me, was the Eagles' Greatest Hits album. So it wasn't even like a new album, it was just a compilation album. So that one is certified 36 million units. Michael Jackson's Thriller was number 2 with 33 million units. Number 3 was taken again by the Eagles with Hotel California. Number 20, that sold 26 million units. Number 4 was Billy Joel, his Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2. At 23 million, and then Led Zeppelin took the 5th spot with Led Zeppelin 4 with 23 million units. So looking at Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, according to that, it sold 18 million units in the US. It was just behind the Beatles' self-titled album, which sold 19 million units. Now let's look at who else outsold Guns N' Roses. This one blew my mind. Hootie and the Blowfish outsold Appetite for Destruction with 21 million units with Cracked Rearview album, and then Back in Black, which sold 22 million. Pink Floyd outsold Guns N' Roses. Garth Brooks outsold them as well. So if you guys want to see the full list, I've linked to it down below. There definitely are some surprises on it, and even Santana made the list too at number 27. So let's go on to our next piece of news. We've also got an update on the Izzy Stradlin petition. So if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, we talked about how there was this fan who started this petition to get Izzy to perform live again, not necessarily in a Guns N' Roses setting. It could be even just Izzy performing his solo stuff, whether it's in person or over a live web broadcast. So the petition to date has over 1,700 signatures. I'm actually kind of surprised it doesn't have more signatures considering how many Izzy fans are out there. So they're trying to reach 2,500. If you guys want to go sign it, which I encourage you guys to do, go check out the link below. We've also got a rare photo that I haven't seen before that Steven Adler posted from the late 90s of him with his wife Carolina and Izzy Stradlin. So we also had Duff McKagan, who's become sort of a t-shirt aficionado lately, if you guys have seen his website. He sells a lot of his t-shirts he wears on stage, and he had a new loaded one that with proceeds going to charity. So this one was only good until September 7th. But it was all proceeds were going to go to the REST charity, which for you guys who don't know. So the charity, there's two charities with the same name, but I'm assuming this is the one that Duff's been supporting. So if you guys go to iwantrest.com, it's a charity that seems to stop the sex trade that's going on in Seattle. I didn't realize how bad it was, but on their website they say on any given night in Seattle, hundreds will be sold for sex. And their goal is simple: freedom, safety, and hope to women and girls exploited by the sex trade. So apparently it focuses on Seattle and the greater King County area. So it's a good cause that Duff's supporting, and the website's down below as well. And they even have a hotline for anybody who's involved with this trade and wants to get out of it or needs help.
What's going on? It's Alex Graspop from Hookers and Blow, and you're watching GNR Central.
Right on.